This is the Sydney Trains Rally in Hyde Park, put on by the ETU, the Electrical Trades Union. I walked up and I thought, well, these don't really look like they belong here, but I think what the difference is, these are tourists waiting for some sort of tour, and then the unionists are over here. So you've got the tourists, and then the demarcation area in the middle here, and then so anyway, you've got the Socialist Alliance here. Seems to be a coffin. Workers at Sydney Trains, get where you need to go. They shouldn't be left behind. Better pay parity, more work-life balance. Hey, Glen, some other stuff. Privatisations, New South Wales, RIP, New South Wales Railways, 2023. So you've got the ETU is the primary, they're the primary lot of people here, and then the socialist types that are at everything. There's a reasonable number of cops, bit of mainstream media here, not much. And I think apparently they're going to march up the street to the end there, which is Parliament House. So you got some security from the park here. Yeah, the cops are just having a chin wag while they're waiting. It's supposed to kick off in about 10 minutes, so I think it's going to be just a march. There doesn't seem to be the support of the other unions. It just looks like the Electrical Trades Union are the only ones sort of turning up to support them today in any degree. Yeah, they've got ETU on them pretty much. I can't see any others, whereas the ETU guys, they all turn up for the CFMEU rallies and other things. But yeah, maybe the other guys will turn up, or maybe it's just ETU exclusive only. All right, well, let's. I'm assuming the march will happen first, up there, and then they will. They'll have some speeches up there. That's just an assumption, and yeah, it's just, so only one socialist guy set up today, and the tourists waiting on their tour leader.
Sir. Hey mate, how are you? Yeah, bring it out. Right folks, 10 o'clock. We all asked you to be here at 10 o'clock, and I am as happy as a pig in shit to see so many smiling faces. Those people don't know me, I'm Glen Potter, Sydney Trains, also lucky enough to be president of this gosh golly gee fucking good union. So I want to thank everyone here for coming along today. What we're going to do, we've got a whole shitload happening today. We're going to give it 5 more minutes for people, the stragglers, to come in. But what we have to do is we've got obviously the police here to help us walk up the road. We're marching in that direction up to Parliament House. We'll do that in a little while. We're waiting on the ETU officials, Jesse, Howard Hicks. They're down at Parliament House setting up a few things, the PA system and that for all the speeches. So we assemble here. Everyone's got flags. Who hasn't got a call flute? Call flute's over here. Aaron's here to give them out. So I want everyone to have a call flute or a flag. So we'll give them 5 minutes, and then we'll have a bit of a chat about the procedure, and then we'll wait for Jesse, and then we'll do a march. As I said, we've got to give the police 15 minutes notice. So 10:10, we'll let them know, and then we'll start proceeding up the road. Up the road, we've got a number of speakers. Got a couple of MPs or whoever to be talking about today's efforts. It's good to see the turnout. People are aware of what happened last night. Late notification. Another union decided to withdraw their PIAs for the day. They've suspended it for 48 hours. Shame. We put the message out. Don't care. We are having a stop work meeting. This is where we are today. So there's probably a few people that thought there was a bit of confusion around it. We can't hold that against them. But I am chuffed to see so many people here. So who are we? We're the ETU. And Tara Koot is over here. She's over here, and she will be today's disenchantress. So she'll be leading out onto a couple of chairs to keep a few people happy. got the megaphone, but if anyone's known Tara in the last couple of years, she does not need a megaphone. So anyway, so just move it over.
Nearly 300 days of bargaining. Where are we? We're nowhere in sight towards the end of this bargaining. 70 days where they have been sitting in there making decisions without us. 70 days. Shame! 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 Where is Chris Minns? Where are you, Chris Minns? Shame! So today, we down tools. Why? Because of three things predominantly. 35A. Does everyone understand the gravity of removing 35A from your enterprise agreement? Because that is the start of the end. It is the start of the risk assessment process that you as workers are embedded in. You are the ones that are part of this safety. You understand the network. You understand what is needed. If they remove 35A, they remove your input. This is your clause. This was fought for you for months and months over the last campaign. Today is not the day where we lose it. So today we're marching because of that. We're marching because they're trying to introduce lower safety with digital systems, with EIIP, sequential switching. They are trying to lose and wield down your safety and your involvement in that. That will result in loss of jobs, loss of safety standards that will impact you as workers and the general public as well. This is not something to be taken lightly. That's why the tools are down today, and that's why we're marching. So again, before we get up there, I want to say one thing before we start walking up. You should be proud to be here today. This is the first time in a long time. So congratulations to you. So when I say union, I want every single one of you to say power. Union! Power! 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 Well done. At 10:30 we're going to start marching up, but well done for being here.
Do not benefit the rest of the unions. The whole idea about a combined rail union is we are combined, we negotiate together. That's the pledge we made. They've fucked off up there and they're in there talking now. Not even a nod to the rest of us, including the ETU. That's an absolute disgrace. And who are they? The RTBU. RTB who? And what do we think about that? Shame! Louder! Shame! Actually, we do have a couple of RTBU members here today, and we want to thank them for their solidarity. Okay, if they're brave enough to be here, they're good enough to be a union member, and they probably join us if they want. So we've got a couple of more minutes while the police are blocking the roads. Then we'll be taking off up the road, and TK is going to be leading the chant. Where's she gone? Oi!
Behind the coffin! Behind the coffin. Behind the coffin.
Loud and proud, Freddie.
didn't have a voice to start with. Thank you. We're union!
We're loud! We're angry and we're proud! We're union! We're loud! We're angry and we're proud! We're union! We're loud! We're angry and we're proud! We're union! We're loud! We're angry and we're proud!
Chris Minns has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Chris Minns has got to go! Hey, hey!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! John has got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! John has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! John has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! John has got to go!
Oh, you got it on your shoulder, like, okay.
The workers united will never be defeated!
The workers united will never be defeated! The workers united will never be defeated! The workers united will never be defeated! The workers united will never be defeated! The workers united will never be defeated! Hello, say union! Use my power! Union! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power! When I say union, use my power! Union! Power! Union! Power! Who loves the blue? The ETU! Who loves the blue? The ETU! I want to hear this song! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Chris Minns has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Chris Minns has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Chris Minns has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Chris Minns has got to go! Union! Union! Power!
I'm going to go talk for the rest of the day.
Everyone to come in. We don't fight. It's the first time in a very long time the Sydney trains have down tools. I would say the last time was close to 2 decades ago. And to see everyone here in one place fighting for the one cause, it's something I'm very proud of, and I think you should be as well. Over the last 250 days, we've been at the table, bargaining in good faith. That's resulted in 100 clauses agreed in principle. Now, 2 Mondays ago, in the Fair Work Commission, Sydney Trains attempted to take those clauses and use them as a tool to bring 3 clauses into this enterprise agreement that would change the landscape of Sydney Trains for good. These 3 clauses reflect your safety, the way you're paid, the way you're classified, and the way you're consulted. This is an egregious attack on your workers' rights, and it's something that should not be taken lightly. Not today, not ever. We fought long and hard after Waterfall to get better safety throughout the rail network. More integration and more embedding of you guys as workers and girls as workers throughout the process. Not when the decision is made to bring this project online, but when they're in the infancy. This is why we found tools. Pay is important, but so is the safety of not only you, but everyone on that network. That includes the travelling public. These safety clauses that they're attempting to remove removes any decision making or any involvement from the workers. It limits how much they need to consult with you and pulls away any rights you have to dispute that. It's incredible. We've had a tax on SCMFEU, and now we've got a tax on Sydney Trains, and that's all coming from a Labor government. Shame. Absolute shame. So when I say shame, I want everyone else to tell Chris Minns shame. Shame! 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 He needs to hear that. His decision making has been non-existent through this process. He's the one that can tick this off or not tick this off, and he chooses to sit in there and ignore it. It's time for Chris Minns to act, and it's time for Chris Minns to sit down with Sydney Trains and bargain in good faith. It's time for a result, and it's time for workers to be compensated for what they're worth, not what he thinks they're worth. Shame on him. Shame. On that note, I want to thank everyone again for coming out. It's something that, like I said before, hasn't happened in a long time. But I want to give this chance to Glen Potter to say a few words. Glen Potter is the lead delegate. He's been with the railway for as long as time, and he's an embedded part of Sydney Trains, and he's seen the changes that have happened over time. So with that, I'll pass you on to Glen.
Thank you, Jesse. Give it to you to Jesse. Just like to thank everyone as I did before. This is an incredible turnout. This is the first time we've had a stop work in such numbers for years. We come down this road back in 1996, I believe, when we had a state Labor government set out to privatise all the maintenance in rail to an American company. I don't know if you remember, but Jesse did say I was as old as God. I think I'm actually older. So good to see a few construction workers up there as well. Hey boys, hopefully a member of the CFMEU. No? Well, fuck off. Okay, also we've got some other members of other unions who turned up here today to support us, and I'd like to thank them. But we marched down this street and we had apparently about 2,000 people. But since that time, we haven't had any stop work meetings, so today is a credit to all you people. I've heard that people out there, some management have been putting pressure on FIS not to have fucking stoppages today. That's a shame. Shame! Do not ever let a manager think that he can bully the ETU to not turn up at fucking any stoppage in support of their wages and conditions. So if they try it again, kick them in the fucking ass. Anywhere else you want to. We don't leave the steel caps on. We had our log of claims ages ago, which is all contributed to. We had lots of good stuff in there that we went forward and we negotiated. We had our elected delegates negotiating team. Today we've got a few here in the front. Wilco, stick your hand up. Haydo, Lucas, we've got the Fleet Boys, we've got Michael and Phil. We've got Sally Bell. Jesse and me turned up as well. Who else is there? But we had a good team. We focused on conditions that were improving your rights. We were actually chuffed that we got a few things over the line, including all 13 of our claims for apprentices to improve their life. Okay? We had all these things we had on the table, things to improve the conditions of all the RC field-based people. It was our big claim 145, or clause 145 as it's called. We got that across the line, but we had obstruction upon obstruction from the negotiating team, and I'm not just talking about Sydney Trains. So we fought a good fight and we thought we were getting somewhere. Okay, the dollars weren't there, and then it blew up. Through no fault of ours, because we turned up to negotiate, and they fucking stopped negotiating. They turned around and said, no, let's not bother, let's bring in the lawyers. As Jesse would say, shame! Shame! Any decent pay rise that would have been negotiated would have been paid by these lawyer people. They're not a unionised force, so fuck them. So they brought the lawyers in, and all of a sudden Sydney Trains have decided that all the conditions that we've won are off the table. Off the table. A slap in the face. And then, as Jesse said, they brought in some stuff that was never even discussed. Never even discussed. This infrastructure consultation clause would absolutely gut our people. We've got our Savill have been fighting a good fight to get digital systems across the line, right? To make sure that we're involved in the process. Okay, our people to do the work, our people to be trained up. These people are going to be doing it. We called out the contractors everywhere. This new proposal from Sydney Trains would stop that. They could do whatever they want. The same as remote switching for the HV people. They could do what they want because they no longer have to talk to us and consult. So these clauses or claims that they put to us that were never negotiated in any hours of daylight have been thrown at us, and they're an absolute disgrace. And what are they? And a shame! And a shame. So we're here today, we're marching, we're loud and we're proud. Okay, we have the Secretary of the Union here. Okay, we've got another speaker, you don't have to put up with me for too long.
5 minutes, we're going to do some checks. Then we'll be led on by Kamal, one of our delegates. So follow along. After that, we'll get Mr. Alan Hicks, the Secretary, to say some words, and then we'll have a Member of Parliament come say some words. So, Kamal? That doesn't need it.
When I stand when workers' rights are under attack, you stand up and we fight back.
The workers' rights are under attack! We stand up, fight back! The workers' rights are under attack! Stand up, fight back! The workers' rights are under attack! Stand up, fight back! The workers' rights are under attack! Stand up, fight back! Touch one, touch all! 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 Union power! Union power! Union power! Union power! Union power!
Thank you, Kamal. Hand it over to the State Secretary, Mr. Alan Hicks. Thanks, Jesse. I just want to start by acknowledging the traditional owners on the land on which we meet, and I want to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I also want to pay my gratitude to the negotiating team from the ETU. You've been doing an amazing job. Give them a round of applause. These men and ladies of the ETU have been in there tirelessly working to try and get the best possible outcome they can for ETU members and your families. And at the same time, sitting across the table, Sydney Trains representatives have been doing everything they can to stop you getting a decent wage and increase. So they've had a hard job. They've been doing it for over 250 days. And then when we went to the Fair Work Commission, I thought I'd stick my ugly head in and see what was going on. And when we went to the Fair Work Commission, that 250 days worth of negotiations, where your team of negotiators sat down there and agreed in principle that over 100 issues, over 100 claims have been settled. And for them to walk in the room at the 11th hour, the Secretary of Transport come in and say, well, all those are off the table unless you agree to these two clauses that are in your current EVA being removed. It's an absolute disgrace. That's not bargaining in good faith in any way, in any shape, in any manner. And it just shows the levels that Sydney Trains and the state government will go to try and stop you from getting a decent income. And this blue hasn't been just about wages and conditions. You can have a look at the posters. This has been about many things. But the reality is this is about respect. Those people in the building behind us that sit there and they get their pensions when they leave Parliament, they get their good salaries, they sit there and they think they can dictate to us. And that's why we're in the union, and that's why we're proud to be ETU, because they're not going to ever fucking dictate to us. Wages and conditions are we're playing catch up. For too long, people at Sydney Trains have got substandard wages and conditions simply because the government of the day have treated you with disrespect. So part about this campaign is to try and get your wage parity back up to where it should be. Everyone in Sydney, everyone in New South Wales has gone through a process through the record rates of interest rates for homes, through the CPI increases. Now all the economists and everyone else are saying, well, that CPI is coming down, so wages should come down. Well, I say, what about the years and years and years of neglect where people have had to put up with substandard offers? It's time to play catch up, and it's time to do that right now, and the New South Wales government has to act. So I'm calling on Chris Minns, as the Premier of this state, to get off his arse, to go and sit down with the Sydney Trains representatives, to sit with unions and negotiate a fair outcome that recognises for far too long the people that make a reliable transport network in this state have been ripped off. Until such times the Premier is prepared to get off his arse and get to the table, then this blue will continue for as long as it takes. Because let's make no mistake about this. There is no way as a Secretary of the ETU, or as the President of the ETU, or as members of the ETU will ever accept our safety being eroded by them wanting to take away our risk assessment clause. And again, as everyone said before me, shame! 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 So when they want to muck around with our wages and conditions, they'll have the people out of the People's Parliament, because that's what it is. It's not their place, it's ours. We can put them in there and we can take them out of there. When they want to muck around with our safety, we'll be here, outside People's Parliament. When they want to muck around and introduce change without consulting with workers, the very workers that will have to work with those changes, we will be here again. So a very clear message to the Labor Party, all the representatives of the Labor Party and the Premier who is ultimately responsible. You've got a lot of work to do ahead of you, and your job so far has been shit. Why do we have a Labor government in power if they aren't going to respect and reward the workers, the essential services that you provide to the Greater Sydney and New South Wales area every single day of the week? Why won't they respect and reward you for the great work that you do? We've seen very simply, when there's errors on the network, when there's faults on the network, how important the people here on the street today are to the Sydney Train network. Because if we're not doing the job, the thing stops. And quite clearly, they're not getting the message yet. But I make this commitment to you, Chris Minns, as the Premier of the state. We'll be here as long as it takes to get a decent outcome for our members. I don't care how long that takes, how many days, how many weeks, how many months. We've been blowing this for long enough. Get your ass to the table, get a resolution to this dispute, or this is going to get worse and worse and worse for you. I also want to say this. It's not just about Sydney Trains employees. We've been blowing at Essential Energy, a government-owned corporation. And the way they treated those essential energy workers is the same way they treated you guys. They want to try and lowball all the wages and conditions. They don't reward and respect the great work that they do, keeping the power on right across New South Wales. Look at the nurses, probably the most important people in our community, and the way they're treating those nurses with disrespect, the shit wages offer they're putting on the table. What sort of a Labor government is this? They call themselves a Labor government. What the hell are they doing for workers of this state? I say nothing and I say shame. Shame! 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 Lastly, I said I was going to wrap it up. We've got a politician, not from the Labor Party coming down, from the Greens, because the Greens are very, very concerned with how workers in this state are being treated. They've been very, very concerned about how this state government put the CFMEU into administration. They're concerned about what the New South Wales ALP government are doing to workers in this state. So she can't be here at 11 o'clock. So we're going to get some more chants going in a minute. My voice is about ready to give out, but I'm going to give this one a shot. It's a simple one, as you know. I want to say union, you're going to say PR. But I want to hear it loud and clear because I want it to resonate. I want it to bounce off every single wall in those chambers in there. Not in their place, in our place. So when I say union, you say power. Union! Power! 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 Up the mighty ETU!
Conditions are paramount. So, Mr. Pappers over here is going to lead the charge. But I hand it over to him.
Alright, we need to be louder, alright? I want to hear you at the top of your lungs. We're here! We're loud! We're union and we're proud! We're here! We're loud! We're union and we're proud! We're here! We're loud! We're union and we're proud! We're here! Union! Power! Union! Power! Well, let's go! Union! Power! Union! Power! Who loves the blue? The ETU! Who loves the blue? The ETU! Union! Power! Union! Power! Good work, everyone. They heard you. Good job.
Like so-called politicians are trying to take away, and something that we agreed to and was developed in front of Bernie Reid and the Fair Work Commission last campaign. It embeds you guys as workers in that process. I'll harp on about this all day because this is a clause that we cannot let go. This gives you the rights and the ability to sit at that table and tell the business, no, this is not safe. This is not something that we can put across the table. They are not the SMEs. The project managers are not the SMEs that they hire from transport. It's you. You guys and girls from the floor. The fact that they are trying to push this onto this enterprise agreement and use it as leverage to get a subpar deal is an absolute disgrace.
It is not something that we can cop for all the tea in China. It is an absolute disgrace. It's shame on this government to consistently attack the workers that are just trying to earn a living and get home safe. Shame. Shame. They coupled that with the consultation clause or the new technology clause. That single-handedly removes any progression from you in pay. It single-handedly removes you from any consultation within new technology projects. It's a shame.
And this is from a Labor government.
A Labor government. Shame.
Not even Gladys, not even Perrottet, not even Dominic fucking Trudeau could do this to us.
None of them.
A Labor government.
Shame. Not only that, they can regress your pay with how that clause is written. They can reclassify you in your current grade simply because they want to. This clause is an attack. It's no longer just a little myth or an idea that they've got. They have put pen to paper and they have put it in front of us to consider, and it is an attack on you and your rights. Shame! Shame! We cannot take this in any way, shape or form, and we will not give this up. So Chris Minns, it's time for you to sit back at the table and bargain, because we are not going away and we are not accepting this in any way, shape or form. Shame on you, and shame on everyone in there that's not doing anything for this, for these workers out here. So on that note, when I say union, you say power. Union! 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 What do we do when we're under attack? What do we do when we're under attack? What do we do when we're under attack? Stand up, fight back! We're all in this together. The government is not only attacking us, but also the rest of the airport and the rest of the public sector. So with that, I'll hand it over to Potsy and let him have one more crack at the chance before our next speaker.
Alright, folks, it's just absolutely disgraceful. For them to have the ability to write it in and put it in the small letters somewhere that they can regrade you without consultation. Not only write up a PD, change it and then change your pay rate. Where the gosh golly gee did that come from? Never discussed at all, not even under a Liberal government. Shame! They have gone, I don't know where they dragged it out of, but some of this stuff has come in. And like we fought long and hard, the remote switching for the 1500 volt there is, okay, potentially safety for used people. But we fought it on the grounds that it was, in its current format, it was nowhere near being safe. It had the potential to kill our workers. Hello? This is the ETU here, we're knocking on the door. Hey, it's an ETU. We'll give you his name later on and his phone number. So we negotiated for over 10 years. We took it down to the Commission. With the Commission, and we proved it was unsafe. We proved it was unsafe. We're not going to subject our members to any threats upon their life while they're doing their job. Now, because somebody in the last government decided to make a train that wouldn't fit in the fucking tunnel, they're going to take it out on us. They want to take away our membership, our brains, our knowledge as tradespeople, and that we're proud because we are the ETU. We are the tradespeople of this place. We keep it going. Okay? Without us, there are no red and green fucking lights for a train. There is no power for a train. Think about it. We are the people that keep this network running. So they build a train that don't fucking fit because they saved about $10 on it. Well, it cost them a lot more. So what do they want to do this time around? take away the right for our people to have a say in the introduction of this technology. No negotiation around that, they just threw it at us. Here, take it, you go away. So, we've got no chance of saying anything about fucking digital systems, and that's going to take over the life of this railway in the next 20 years. It's going to be a massive change to the way we do our work. But we know that, we've seen it coming. So what do they want to do? They want to bring in the right that they can regrade you, change your job description and take your fucking pay, reduce it. Shame! Are we pissed off? Yes! How pissed off? Yes! 1 to 10! 10! I don't think they heard that. Are we pissed off? Yes! Good. Okay, do we have our speaker now? Okay, here we go.
Like I mentioned before, we've got a couple of guest speakers. We've got Jenny Leong from Newtown, a member of the Greens. Give it up for her, she wants to say a couple of words.
I snuck out early. We're about to go into question time in the lower house. I'm Jenny Leong, the Greens member for Newtown. Solidarity to everyone out here today rallying. We should not have to be having rallies of workers outside of a New South Wales Parliament that is supposedly run by a New South Wales Labor government. The shame and disgrace that they are in there trying to cover their asses for some dodgy behaviour of a few ministers over a period of time when there are workers on the street demanding better pay, better conditions and expected more from the New South Wales Labor government than the Liberal coalition have ever delivered is absolutely critical. And you need to come out here today, the nurses will be here tomorrow. We know that the union power will continue and workers will continue to struggle until you get what you are absolutely demanding. Can I say that we are about to go in there, as we are talking right now, every minister, the Premier will be heading into question time in that chamber. I sit in that chamber and when you shout loudly, we can hear you loud and clear. So I encourage you, after you've heard from my colleague at the Greens, spokesman Abigail who will down here in a minute, I encourage you to yell loudly to make sure that you are sending your message to the Premier that we want to see workers in this state paid properly, that we want to see an end to the idea of handouts to billionaires and the wealthy property developers, and we want people that are working to hold this state together paid properly, treated properly and respected with the dignity that they deserve. I'm Jenny Leong from the Greens. Solidarity, yell hard. I'm going to go in there now.
Thank you very much, Jenny. I'm going to give her a send off. When I say union, you say power. Union power! Like I said, they're sitting in here, they're making decisions, but they're not sitting at the table. 70 days we've been sitting, and the only communication we've had with the business over the last 70 days has been through the Fair Work Commission, the Federal Court, and absolute garbage discussions in conciliation. Nothing has been achieved. They put 3 of these clauses on the table and did not let us take it to our delegates. That is a shame. And that is not bargaining in good faith in any way, shape or form. Shame! So when I say union, you say power. Union! Power! Union! Power! We will continue to make sure that our voice is heard throughout this campaign, because you guys, throughout this process, have continually showed up. They have felt the power of the ETU, and they will continue to feel that power. But not only the ETU, but the other unions involved. It is time to take back some actions and make sure that these guys and girls are accountable for what they do and the decisions they make, because they impact you. On that note, I'd like to welcome Abigail Boyd from the Greens to say a few words. Thank you very much.
Hey everyone, apologies for the delay. I was in there hammering the government. I acknowledge that we are meeting here today on the lands of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, that sovereignty was never ceded. What we have, you want me to go that way? There we go. Better? Backwards? Forward? We good?
No, lift your leg up.
What we have in there is a government that has turned its back on workers, and they're really taking the piss. We've just had this morning 2 motions. I've just started a motion in relation to their failure to come to the bargaining table with so many groups of public sector workers across our state. But this morning we had another motion about the psychiatrists. We've had numerous motions in there about the nurses. This is a systemic approach where we have this arrogant government that doesn't even sit down with workers, doesn't even sit down at the bargaining table, let alone sit down with you in your workplaces. And it's gone beyond disappointment. This is now taking the piss. I'm really pleased that yesterday afternoon there was a little bit of a change in heart from the new Transport Minister. But if you don't keep up the pressure, if you don't keep at them, they're going to keep at you with law, like whatever it is, lawfare, I think we're calling it now. They pay millions of dollars now to law firms to attack you for taking protected industrial action. It's absolutely shameful. They can afford that. When they go to the Treasurer and say, Mookie, can you give us $1 million so that we can take action against workers? They've got money for that. But they don't have money to pay you a fair wage. And it's not okay. It's not okay to turn your back, not just on workers, but also on safety. We're talking about the safety of our train system. And that right now, there's question time going on in that house, and they can hear you. They can hear you, and we could hear you just now. And it is because you keep coming out and you keep standing up and saying, this is not what we expect of a Labor government, that we are getting somewhere, not fast enough, but somewhere in trying to convince them to come to the table. Thank you for standing up, not just for better pay and conditions, but also for the safety of the rail network in our state. Thank you for calling it out. We stand with you. The Greens will always stand with you. We will do whatever we can in that place to draw attention to the hypocrisy. And make no mistake, we're living in an age where billionaires and the very wealthy and the big end of town are getting away without having to pay anything, and yet they're crying for and saying they can't afford to pay the public sector workers in this state a fair wage. It is shameful. Thank you for waiting for me so I could speak. Thank you for keeping turning out. This is really important. We stand with you, solidarity.
Everyone, we've got one last special guest. Most people here don't actually know I'm about to do this. So can everyone see our mate Scabby the Rat behind us? Scabby got a new name today. We're going to call him Chris Min. Hey Scabby, do you have anything to say?
He's got better teeth.
Not a squeak. As Abigail said, they can hear us in there. So our illustrious organiser, Darren Miller, has come up with a test that we can yell out, that they can hear very loudly. We got you in, we'll get you out. 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 Hey, hey, ho, ho, Christmas has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Christmas has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Christmas has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Christmas has got to go. Well done, everyone. As I said before, thank you very much for coming out. This is a change in the way we do things. This is the first time we've done this in a very long time, so you should be proud. Take the rest of the day, tools are down, for safety, for better conditions. When I say union, you say power. Union! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power! Good on you. Thank you very much.
Right, we want a photo. We want you all to come in, hugging a bit closer. We need a group photo. And what I want you to do, folks, while we're coming in, if you don't know the person next to you, we want a group hug. Give it a hug, folks. All right, bring it in. Well done. Well done, folks. So as Jesse said before, it's a proud moment for myself. One of the proudest moments I ever had was being elected as state president of Youth from Rail. And every time I turn up at a meeting I get fucking prouder. So youth people deserve every accolade you can get. Thanks for doing the march. Thanks for standing here in the sun. It's been great. Also I want to thank Chris Minns here for turning up and saying fuck all. By the way, union members, we paid for Scabby the Rat, and the other day at State Executive we also signed off on the purchase of a bus, a campaign bus, and some trailers that are kitted out to come out the site. And these trailers are going to be kitted out so that we can come out and visit youth people and all the members. So all we need youth people is once they're being built and that, tell us where you are, we'll come and see you. We'll come out and say thank you. Okay, before we go hand over to the Secretary, I'd like to thank all the police for their effort today, for the politicians who turned up and had their say, the coppers made us safe for the march, so thank them. So I'll hand you over to Alan Hicks.
As the Greens have said, question time's on. It'd be remiss of us not to send them a pretty clear message before we leave. We've given them a bit of a jab, but I think we need to make sure that we spend probably the next 5 minutes just yelling abuse at them, making sure that they fully understand both sides of Parliament, all politicians in there understand the importance of workers. You know, without workers doing the job that you do every single day of the week, we don't have a safe and reliable transport network. And we've seen that. We've seen that what happens when workers walk off the job or if there's faults on the network. And I repeated that again earlier, but I'll say it now. That workers in this state of New South Wales, those that work for Sydney Trains need to be respected. And Chris Minns, as the Premier, is ultimately responsible for that. So Chris Minns has got elected by us and can be taken out by us. So your job's on the line, Chris Minns. Make it very clearly known that if you don't start aiming up and looking after workers in the state of New South Wales, you're no longer going to be Premier of our state. So let's finish with this. We're union, we're proud, we're angry and we're loud. We're union, we're proud, we're angry and we're loud. We're union, we're proud, we're angry and we're loud. We're union, we're proud, we're angry and we're loud. We're union, we're proud, we're angry and we're loud. We're union, we're proud, we're angry and we're loud. We're union, we're proud, we're angry and we're loud. We're union, we're proud, we're angry and we're loud.
Come on, TK!
I say mining, you say ETU. Mining!
ETU!
Mining!
ETU!
Mining!
ETU!
Mining!
ETU!
Mining!
ETU!
Union!
Power!
Union!
Power!
Union!
Power!
Union! Union!
Power!
Union!
Power!
Union!
Power!
Union!
Power!
Union!
Power!
Well done, congratulations.
Right, we've got everyone from every crosswork of rail here today, so as I said, you've done yourself proud, you've done a great job. The next time we come out here, we'll make sure all of our fellow workers come with us. Okay, this will not be the last time we march on this government, and we will do it with 600 people, 700 people. We will be loud, we will be proud. That's it. We're not going to do it much, couple of minutes. Flag, that's exactly about 7 minutes. Wrap them up, put them in. You've got the crawford. I want you to take the crawford home, back to work. I want to see them all around the depot. Okay? Those crawfords, when we come around, we'll all see them out there because you know
funny. That's how the mainstream media operate. It's just like harass, and then here we go. Here comes Antoinette now. So they're going to get her next. Not sure who the first lady was, but. She kind of missed out on the first part of harassment because the other ones came out. Yeah, the other lot went into the office next door, and then Antoinette went into this office here. So, or is it a coffee shop? I don't know. Anyway, I think it's a coffee shop. All right, and there's the cops leaving from the ETU rail rally. The cops are all leaving. They've reopened the road now. They got rid of the Chris Minns, the rat, the inflatable rat, and yeah, that's kind of a wrap now. That was just as I was walking away, as one wound up, I saw all the cameras just hanging there waiting. And like I said, I don't know who that woman was that they were harassing, but I'm assuming she's an ABC person. And yeah, I'll look it up later on tonight. All right, that's a wrap for the day. Oh, in the background, you can still see the coffin.